Jake lived in a small Texas town where everyone knew him as the boy who never took life seriously. While his friends worked hard during summer, he wasted hours on video games and scrolling through social media. His parents warned him about the future, but he brushed it off, convinced things would magically work out. One day, his best friend earned more in a week of construction work than Jake had in months. That realization stung, but Jake tried to ignore it. Still, for the first time, he felt a quiet fear that maybe his laziness was costing him everything. One morning, Jake overslept and missed the deadline for a college application that could have changed his future. His parents scolded him, saying opportunities would not wait. Upset, he stormed out and ended up at a local diner where he met Mr. Daniels, an older man who once ran businesses in Dallas. Over coffee, Mr. Daniels told him, "Son, laziness is the most expensive habit in America." Jake laughed uncomfortably but carried the words with him. For the first time, he began to see his laziness as more than a harmless habit. It was a thief stealing his chances. Jake's father decided to bring him along to a friend's auto repair shop in Houston. At first, Jake dragged his feet, annoyed by the long hours and greasy work. But as he watched mechanics skillfully fix cars and customers paying hundreds of dollars, he realized the value of hard work. These men weren't geniuses. They just showed up every day and worked. A mechanic looked at Jake and said, "Kid, in this country, if you hustle, you eat. If you don't, you starve." That sentence sank into his heart and made him question his entire mindset. One night, while scrolling online, Jake stumbled on a video of a 19-year-old in Florida who built a lawn care business from nothing. That boy had started with just a push mower and created something big. Jake was stunned. Someone his own age was already building success while he wasted time. The next morning, Jake borrowed his dad's old lawnmower and nervously knocked on neighbors' doors. 2 people hired him, and by evening, he had $40 in his pocket. It wasn't much, but it lit a fire in him, proving effort always gave results. As summer passed, Jake mowed more lawns and word spread. He soon had 10 clients and enough to buy better tools. His parents, once frustrated, began smiling with pride. But one evening, feeling lazy, he skipped a customer's yard. The next day, the customer fired him, saying reliability was everything. Jake felt crushed, but realized his old habits had cost him trust. That moment shook him harder than losing money. He promised himself from then on, no more excuses, no more skipping, no more laziness if he wanted to move forward in life. Fall, Jake's small lawn service became steady income. Teachers noticed his new focus, and classmates were shocked to see him working so hard. When his school counselor asked him to speak at Career Day, he reluctantly agreed. Nervous but determined, Jake admitted, "I wasted years being lazy, but I learned that no one will save me. If I don't fight for my future, no one will." The room fell silent. For the first time, Jake felt his words had weight, and his mistakes could inspire others to change before it was too late. After graduation, Jake used his savings to buy a used truck and expand his lawn business. He even hired 2 classmates who needed jobs, giving them the same chance he once craved. On weekends, he drove to Dallas to attend small business workshops, learning skills he never thought he'd need. People who once teased him for being lazy now came to him for advice. Jake realized success wasn't just about money. It was about discipline, growth, and helping others. The boy who once wasted every hour was slowly becoming someone reliable and respected. Years later, Jake stood on a stage in New York, speaking at a youth conference. Thousands of young people listened as he shared his story of wasted time, hard lessons, and transformation. "My wake-up call," he said, "was realizing life doesn't wait. In America, opportunity is everywhere, but only if you're willing to work." The audience erupted in applause, inspired by the change in him. Jake smiled, remembering the careless boy he once was. That boy had disappeared, replaced by a man who learned discipline and built a life full of purpose and direction.